Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chalavet Movies. My name is John and this is going to be my entire collection, part 9. Now in the previous parts I've been talking about my collection that I've done all the way from up there to down here, and as you can see this is part 9, so this is going to take quite a bit of considerable time, but I want to do this one today to finish off my Italian collection from 88 movies. That's spine number 1 to 41, which I did on my last video. This video is going to be 42 to round about, I think it's about 68, but there's a few titles missing because they haven't been released yet. And I wanted to do this a bit differently because these are all slipcovers, so if you're a fan of slipcovers, there's some amazing slipcovers here. I urge anybody who's collecting this line to try and get the slipcovers on these movies. From here, 42, they all have slipcovers featured. In this lot, there's a few, there's maybe one there, one here, one there, and I don't know why they did that, because these two here didn't have slipcovers with them. So that's the farthest I could go back with slipcovers to have them all slipcovers for uniformity. As you know, I'm a big fan of uniformity. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this video downstairs because I think that I haven't got enough space here to show off these special editions special edition slipcovers to the best way I can. So I'm going to take that downstairs and do this on a dining table. So okay, see you soon. Okay, so some of these covers on here are a little bit explicit, and so that's a bit of a disclaimer. I'm going to show them all, and usually I hide them and all that, but I thought, well, why not? We're all grown-ups here. This video is not meant for kids anyway, so I'll just show you them all and you get the sort of full extent of what these covers are all about, because some of the covers are absolutely brilliant. I've got to admit, the artwork in here is spectacular at times. Okay, so I took some notes here just to help us through. So number 42 is Amazonia, and this is also subtitled The Catherine Miles Story. Now this one's from 1985. It does have a 2K master actually, and it's the best this film's ever looked. I remember this film came out obviously in 1985. So it's going to be one of the last cannibal films. I don't think it's a particularly shocking cannibal film for like animal stuff, but I do think the sort of most of the thing in here is mainly nudity, and although it's based on a true story allegedly. Next up is number 43, and it is Two Evil Eyes. Now this one's a bit more of a special edition. Some of these are like great slipcovers and special editions to a certain extent. Some of them are like special editions with things inside. And this one here is from 1990. It's obviously by George A. Romero and Dario Argento. They do sort of two stories in this movie. You get all cards with it, which I don't open. I usually keep them in here. I will do something with all cards in some God knows when or how, but at the moment I just store them in the box. It's got a great cover on here actually. I do like this cover, and the film itself is quite good, although it's coming out in a 4K from Blue Underground very soon. So number 44 is Nightmare Beach. That's a brilliant slipcover. That most of these films are absolutely brilliant in the slipcover. I've got one, and I know now that I'm going to collect all of these in the slipcovers or the best versions of them, because I just like this. I love this this line. And to be honest, not these two films here and this film as well. A lot of these ones in the latest sort of run of these movies I haven't heard of at all, but I'm been really interested to see these ones, and I've really enjoyed them actually. So yeah, so that's the alternative cover for Nightmare Beach, and it's a 2K master. And you get some booklets in there as well. And I do think that it's worth hunting out these ones if you can find them and get them maybe from CX and things like that, because to be honest, if you like these sort of these versions, they are still about. Although if you get them from, say, if you got them on Amazon, I don't know if you would get these slipcovers anymore. I think they're kind of out there. I never see these in the shops anymore. Although we do see a few of them. Next up is number 45, and it is Eyeball. Now this is the 2K master from 1975, and this was the first one that I bought with a slipcover on, and I bought it because in the box it's like a really brilliant special edition. You get 2 discs, which you hardly ever get in this run, in this series. You get the R cards, you get a booklet. It's just absolutely brilliant. And I thought to myself, will it come? I was willing to get it just without a slip, because all the other ones didn't have a slip until that point, and I thought, I thought I need to get these with slips on now, because this one was such a good presentation. I didn't want to take the slip off to have it on the shelf, so this kind of sold me down getting the slip covers for it. But highly recommended, and I did actually see this in CX when I was in Edinburgh the other day for £10. I nearly picked it up actually, because I don't know why, but I just thought for £10 that's something you can't leave there. But that's a collector's thing, isn't it? So number 46 is Rats, Night of Terror. This is an absolutely brilliant film from 1984, and it stars Geretta, who was actually in Demons. And there's a picture of her there. If you remember her from Demons, she's the first one who gets possessed by a demon and has this sort of transformation. You get a poster in there, you get a booklet in there, and this is highly recommended, this movie. It doesn't say it's got a 2K master, but I tell you what, the picture quality in here is absolutely stunning. It's so good considering what the movie is. Special effects in here and the acting and everything about it is pretty diabolical actually, but it's diabolical in a really funny way. And the ending of this movie is one of the best endings you'll ever see, and I don't mean that in a good way. Now, number 47 is Zombie Flesh Eaters 3, or really Zombie 4, and there's the whole thing about that, and also it's called After Death. So this here is it's a 2K restoration, and I think this is, as the films get on, Zombie was brilliant. Zombie 2, or Zombie Flesh Eaters 2 was really good. This one was pretty good. Zombie 5 is a little bit, the next one in the sort of loose series is not that great. So they go in quality. I've only seen up to Zombie 5. I haven't seen the other ones. I think they go up to Zombie 8, and I could imagine them just being they don't tie in with each other. If you've got like say Zombie 3 and you like a Zombie 3, Zombie Flesh Eaters 3, you don't have to see the other ones to appreciate the series. Next one is spy number 48, and it is A Black Veil for Lisa. Now, this is one of the movies that when I got it and I saw it, I thought, am I going to really enjoy this one? Because those are ones that I really heard of, and these are getting to the ones that I've heard nothing about. Now, this is from 1968, and it does star Robert Hoffman. Now, he's a guy that I really like in cinema, and he'd starred in the great black and white TV series called Robinson Crusoe, and it was one of those ones. It was dubbed over, and it was a French production, I think, but everyone used to watch it. It was one of the ones you used to watch. You used to watch Flash Gordon, then it used to go on to Robinson Crusoe, The Flash and Blade, and Banana Splits. You had all of them probably on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning. They were absolutely brilliant. I couldn't stop watching those ones. So this one here is it hasn't got anything about the 2K, but it does star John Mills, which I thought, what a strange actor to have, probably at the height of his powers. So it stars John Mills. Strangely enough, he plays a sort of quite a nasty character. He's a policeman who wants to get a hitman to kill his wife, who he thinks is having an affair. So that's a quite good little story for that. And it's a really good film, actually. Seeing the fact that I looked at it, I didn't know if I liked this cover, but on reflection, I think I do like the cover. Next up is spy number 49, Green Inferno, or Cannibal Holocaust 2. Does it have anything to do with the Green Inferno from Eli Roth's recent film? No. Does it have anything to do with Cannibal Holocaust? No. It's just another way that the Italians used to exploit titles, kind of Zombie Flesh Eaters 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 and 10. It just, they used to use these titles that would get people to watch these movies, and they've got nothing to do with those ones. I do remember watching this film and think it was pretty good, actually. It's from 1988, so it comes right on the end of these cannibal films, and also it's a 2K master, and it's quite a decent special edition, although it's not one that I think is on the top of anyone's list to watch, but it's quite a good sort of action romp. It does say on here that it sort of plays against Cannibal Holocaust, and it kind of references it in a sort of satirical way. I don't know if I got that when I watched it. I do need to watch it again, actually, because I haven't watched it for a while, but I do remember thinking it was okay, it wasn't bad, but I don't think that if you were getting this on the strength of the title of it, you're not going to get anything like that. Next up is spy numbers 50 and 51. It is Killer Crocodile 1 and 2. Killer Crocodile is from 1989 and Killer Crocodile 2 is from 1990. Now, I must admit, this is the first one that they've released with this really hard box set. I don't know why they did that, but it's pretty good that they've done that. So yes, so Killer Crocodile, what a film this is. If you imagine Jaws basically with a crocodile, they took so many parts out of Jaws and just copied it, which I don't mind. I think it's quite interesting and quite amusing to watch in that way. And Killer Crocodile 2, I remember liking as well. I don't know if I liked it as much as Killer Crocodile, but I do remember thinking it was quite a decent action film romp, and very highly recommended. You can get these separately actually now. You don't have to get them in the box set. I think I paid about £20 in a sale for it, although you see it round about £35 at the moment. I think it is worth it, and also I do think that this box set is so nice. I wonder if they would do them, and if they did any more sort of 1 and 2s, but very nice. Next up is spine number 52, and it is Paganini Horror. Now, this one is, and I think the Killer Crocodile series was both on 2K remasters. This one here is on a 2K remaster as well, from 1989. And this one doesn't really have so much like alternative art, it just has maybe alternative writing on there. And I do remember liking this actually. Of course, it said it's got Donald Pleasance there, who's in for about 10 seconds. It has this strange story about the fact that this people who are wanting to write a hit record, they've kind of lost it, so they go and get this sheet music, which is meant to be haunted, and they do play this music back, and they do record it and have a hit record with it. But of course, when they're recording it, so they couldn't have a hit record, could if they're just recording it. It comes to light, or it brings this sort of ghoul of Paganini back, who was a famous, in real life, he was a famous writer of violin music. So yes, so it's a bit odd, but it's quite enjoyable. And also there's a great death in here where someone gets crushed to death, but it's done really well. So yeah, quite a good little film. Next up is spine number 53, Karate Warrior, or Karate. As I just got a tendency to say karate when I say karate, I don't know why. This is a 2K master again. If you think it's sort of like a bit like Karate Kid, but a bit more stranger and stupider than that, 1987. But I found this very enjoyable actually. This story gets this young lad who goes and he gets beaten up somewhere when he's in some strange country. So he gets this sort of guru or this trainer to teach him karate, and he becomes a karate warrior. So yes, very, very enjoyable actually. The next one is spine number 54, and it is 11 Days, 11 Nights. Now, it's a film by Joe D'Amato, so that will tell you everything you need to know about this movie. Now, it's a 2K remaster of a 16mm negative. Now, that means that it's not as good as the other ones here that are probably on 35mm. And I did see a definite dip in quality on it, and I didn't really realize it was a 16mm that was a 2K master. So I've just noticed that now, and I thought, oh, so that's maybe why it had that sort of, not that, it was good, but it wasn't as good as you would expect when you hear 2K master, because most of the 2K masters in this series are actually, really absolutely jaw-dropping, to be honest. So this one here, I haven't watched this one, although I think I saw it briefly, God knows, well, when it came out. This came out in 1987, and there was a movie going around at the time, I think it was called 8.5 Weeks, and it was with Mickey Rourke. It was a sort of I'm going to say an erotic thriller, and obviously Italian market started to think that this was quite a popular thing when it had movies like, I can't remember what they were, but they had that same title of like how long these relationships lasted for. So I haven't watched this movie. I've got to admit, it's not really my type of thing. I don't know if it features any sort. I know you say you want something with murders in and all that. I think I'm more into sort of death and destruction when it comes to this series. It is what it is. I've got it to complete the set. This is probably one of the ones I probably will watch it, but I don't know when I'll get around to it. It's not high on my list. Although, if you want that film, it is probably the best version of that film. Next one is spine number 55, and it is Beatrice, Well, I'm going to say Sensi, and I know that's the wrong pronunciation, but I can't pronounce it like it is in the film because I don't think I can get me Italian to that standard. And they don't say Sensi in the film. It's a 2K remaster from 1969, and it's from Lucio Fulci. Oops, not the camera. And the film itself is quite like a period drama about this person who actually existed, like a real life person in Italian history, and it tells you her life story. And I tell you what, it is very violent. It's much more violent than you would imagine many films when it would be in 1969. I could imagine this was pretty cut up if it ever came out. I can't ever seen it to buy in any shape or form apart from this release. But it looks really nice actually. The 2K remaster have done an excellent job on here. And also it features Thomas Millian, who I think is absolutely brilliant, and he features on quite a few of these movies actually. And Adrienne La Russa, who was also in, and I didn't know this until I looked at the back of this box, she was also in The Man Who Fell to Earth, so I didn't know that. Although I've got it, but I can't remember her being in it. Although there's a lot of things I can't remember of that movie, although I really do like that movie. Next up is spine number 56, and it is Paranoia. Now this is probably the first one that's got a soft touch slipcover with this. This is another giallo. It's a really good film. It's from 1970, and it also features as well Jean Sorel, who he's in quite a few of these 88 collection movies, and to be honest, he's a brilliant actor, and I think he's still alive actually, and I do rate him highly. He seems to just play these parts excellent of this the partners of these girls, and things are going wrong, and is he involved or is he not involved? So this is directed by Umberto Lenzi, and it features Carol Baker, who turns up in a few of his movies actually. I think she might have been an actress that he worked with a bit at this time. This film's from 1970. It doesn't say it's got a 2K remaster, but I do remember thinking it looked quite nice. The next one is spine number 57, and it is Brothers Till We Die with Thomas Millian there. And it's one of the ones where I thought, I don't know if I really enjoy this. And to be honest, I hadn't seen that many Thomas Millian films at this point, although I did quite like him. But I really liked them in here. And he plays this character called the Hunchback. And he has been in a few films as this character, though I've only got him in this movie. And he's brilliant. And he plays himself and his brother, who doesn't have a hunchback. And it's like cop drama, but very watchable, I've got to admit. So this film's from 1978, and it doesn't say it's got a 2K remaster, but I do remember it looking quite nice. I mean, most of these films here do look really nice. I think there's only a couple that do like a little bit lackluster. So usually I do think that you're going to get a really good presentation of these movies, usually uncut, and they usually come from a 2K source. Even some of them come from a 4K source. So another highly recommended title. So spine number 58 is 1980s Macabre. This is on a 2K scan as well. This film looks absolutely lovely. It's one of my favourite films actually. I was so glad when they were going to release this one, because this is one of the ones that I thought, I've got to see this one in a good... I did have it on a Blu-ray a DVD from Arrow. Looked alright. But this version here is absolutely jaw-dropping actually for the quality. And the movie is, it's got a very odd story to do with a woman who's in a car crash, and her daughter survives, but her husband doesn't, and it's that she has a different partner, and the daughter doesn't like it, and it's very odd. And she also, her partner's blind, and it all plays into this weird sort of strange movie, and it's got an absolutely crazy ending as well, but highly recommended. Next up is another film by Umberto Lenzi, and it is 7 Bloodstained Orchids. Next up is spine number 59, and it is 7 Bloodstained Orchids by Umberto Lenzi. This was his last ever giallo film. It's quite a good giallo as well. It's got some good plot twists to it, which is what you want from a giallo. Some quite good murder mystery suspense type going on. It's got a lovely soft touch cover as well. And I do remember liking this, and it is a 2K restoration as well. And I do see this one quite a lot. I thought this would be one of the ones that sold out very quickly, but I have seen this. In fact, I think I saw this in FOP as well for around about, I don't know about maybe with £10. The only problem with this one is if you see one in FOP and they stick something to this cover with it being a soft touch, I think it would really wreck this cover. It would take this sort of like, it's like a matte sort of more or less like velvety sort of feel to it. And I don't think if you were to get it from CEX, if you were to see one with a slipcover, try and maybe sort of take a bit of the sticker off to see if we're going to leave a sort of residue on there and really wreck the cover. So if you got it and you took it home and you did that, you'd be quite disappointed if that happened. But a decent film. The next one is spine number 16, is The Devil's Honey. This is a great slipcover, I love it. And it is 2K restorations from 1986, and it is a very latter day Lucio Fulci film. Now, a lot of people don't like this movie, but I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And so warning, the proper cover for this is, you know, it doesn't give anything away, but it's something that happens in the movie. So yeah, it's quite unreal. That whole thing where the bloke's recording this song and he thinks it'd be better if he recorded it in that fashion. And but yes, it's a decent movie actually, 2K scan, like I say. And I do think this film is worth a watch. It gets quite brutal in places as well. Quite brutal in a place that I wouldn't have thought it would be going, actually, because it is exploitational, but it's also got this other element to it, more like torture, I would say. The next one is spine number 61, which isn't out there. I didn't even know this till I put this all together. I didn't know that 61 hasn't been released, and I must admit, it's right back months and months ago, and it says that it's going to be called the D ... so it doesn't tell you what that title is. It just sort of hints at it. So I was looking around thinking I haven't got spine number 61, but it's not out yet. Well, hopefully it'll come out, whatever it is. It'll probably be locked in some kind of problem with the transfer or the rights, as they usually always are. So next up is spine number 62 for 1988, and it's Witchcraft. I do remember not really liking this movie. It's quite a sort of one of them sort of possession sort of haunted house type of affairs. And that cover's absolutely amazing. That you do see things like that in the film, which from 1988, you didn't really get many sort of really like bad special effects like that, like really nasty ones. But this one is pretty nasty, and that's probably the best scene in the movie. But I remember thinking this was a bit sort of like lackluster. Didn't really sort of appreciate it. The same being said for spine number 63, Beyond Darkness. Now this is called the house 4, this is house 5. They're very loosely tied into each other. Well, they're not really, but it's another one like these zombie flesh eaters sort of series that's not really going to sort of tie into each other. They just sort of tag this house thing onto it, probably from the strength of, I think actually House and House 2 were the House 1 and 2, and then they tagged these ones on at the end, which they've got nothing to do with those movies. Or maybe actually House 3 and House 4. But then there's 2 House 4, never mind. It's so confusing. I do remember thinking that this movie, in fact I haven't even watched all of this movie, I do remember thinking this movie was very confusing and it didn't grab me attention. I will go back to it, of course I will. But wow, it's not that good, if I'm honest. And that's probably one of the first times I can say this about one of these movies, when I thought I'm not really interested in it. So the next one isn't out yet, and it is spine number 64, and it is The Nun and the Devil. It's coming out on the 2nd of August, and it's a 2K special edition, one of the special editions I'm going to show you coming up. And yeah, wow, it's they're going to be moving into this special edition front now, and I'm really excited to get, because the other ones I've got are really brilliant, and I haven't seen this film, don't know anything about it, but yeah, very interested in that one. The next one is spine number 65, and it's called The Tough Ones. Now this is coming out again. It's coming out on the 30th of August in one of these special editions. And I don't know anything about it, but it's another one that I think it's got to be got, because I'm a big fan of this line in general, as you know, so I will be getting it. And the next one after that is spine number 66, which isn't out yet, and it is called The Violent Professionals. I don't know anything about this movie. I do know it's coming out as a big special edition, like all that they all seem to be doing from now, from say spine number 64. I would imagine spine number 61 will still be in a slipcase, I would imagine, to keep the uniformity of it. But yeah, So that's the last one of the ones, the 3 that are coming out in the month of August. So spine number 67 is So Sweet, So Perverse. This is the first, you could say, of these ones, the box sets that are coming out with this sort of extra bit about them. It's got a lovely booklet, really nicely done. Hard box. So they come in a really nice presentation, and also I did change the box because I thought the box they put in here, even though it was a blue box, which I'm not bothered about that much because it's inside the case, I did think the blue box was really cheap Blu-ray, which I hope they don't go down that front. So I swapped it out for a nice clear box, which I do think that these ones deserve to be in a clear box, if I'm honest. I think they set the box off to make it look ultra high class. So that's So Sweet, So Perverse. And the last one I have in this collection, until I get these 3 new ones, and maybe the 4th one as well, which I'd love to think what number 61, if anybody knows what number 61 is going to be, that would be absolutely brilliant to know that. The last one is spine number 68, and it is Killing Birds or Zombie 5. Don't think it's going to be a zombie film, because it's not really a zombie film. It's more like about birds killing people. It's quite a good film, although it is the weakest of these zombie movies. It does have, like I say, the blue box doesn't really set this set off, if I'm honest. You do get some lovely artwork, reversible artwork, and you do get this poster in as well. You get a lovely booklet with it. Really well done, the booklet. Got to say, the artwork on here is stunning. So it gives you some good insight into the whole what zombie is about, how the fact it is, what is it, how they've got zombie 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and they don't actually really tie in with each other. Okay, so hopefully this video has worked out. I did want to showcase these ones a little bit more because of the fact that they've got some really brilliant artwork in here, and it might make you a bit more informed if you wanted to pick these up, and you might think to yourself that you particularly like a certain slipcase that you think you would like to have with that particular edition. You might want to hunt it out on eBay or something like that and get it for hopefully a sensible price. Okay, so thanks for watching. You take care, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and by the way, those are just 2 pre-sales I found the other day, so I stuck them on there. Had them for a long time, actually since 1986. So you take care, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.